morning. We are at the Tongyeong Undersea Tunnel. We just finished walking through to the other side and back. It's been a long car ride. We woke up at 7 a.m. this morning to go pick up a car from Busan Station, and then we drove all the way out here. It is raining, so we took a different path than I actually wanted to originally. Kind of bummed that everybody didn't get to see the tunnel to bridge payway that you could take, but you wouldn't have been able to see it anyway with the amount of rain this morning. That being said, we just finished up here. We're gonna go look to grab something to eat and then bounce out. So we'll check back in a moment. Welcome back. I am at the romance carriage area in Yeosong. It's a bunch of, I believe they call them pochas in Korean, but all it really means is that they're kind of food stalls. So we left Busan and drove to Gosong service station for lunch. It was about an hour and a half away, and we stopped there, grabbed some tonkatsu and some stir-fried pork. Then we went to the rail bikes that are here, the Yeosong rail bikes, and rode those. That was actually extremely short in comparison to our last one that we did in Gangcheong. After the rail bikes, we went to go do the U-World Luge, and the U-World Luge was amazing. We actually still have our bracelets from it, and it was just a lot of racing down the hill. We decided to do it 5 times, and then we finished up at racing down the hills, checking out dinosaurs. Went to the hotel real quick to check in, and then we came here. So we're gonna find a place to go eat, and then we'll figure out what's next. Anyhow, we're gonna have to figure out where we can eat. Back in a second. Welcome back, and we are sitting back in our hotel, the Benika Hotel Yeosu, and it was a interesting trip back from the Yeosu Romantic Carriage Street. But before we do that, since we're at the hotel, it's a really nice hotel, and this is probably one of the nicer ones we're staying at. Although I think the nicest will be in Seoul. I've been saying this repeatedly, so I do worry that it's gonna suck, but anyhow, let's do a quick room tour. So we are on the 6th floor, and we're in room 603. You come into the hotel, the Benika Yeosu Hotel, and alright, bathroom is huge, has a shower facility, is quite large. Nice Japanese style toilet. We have the sink and everything, our towels. We come out straight into the room, and we got our vanity area. I think that's what this is called, right? Then we have a cool little closet over here with robes and a laundry bag. I'd actually take the laundry bag. And we have our 2 beds, 2 singles. And we have the entertainment system here. And here is probably one of the coolest parts. It's a great view of the outside. I actually got some shots of that earlier, so I could actually overlay that, but that is pretty much how the room looks. Let's go ahead and get this back around and finish off the video. So, yeah, the room is really well put together. I'm really happy with the way it looks. Like I said, back to the Yeosu Romantic Carriage Street. We went there from after checking into the hotel. The idea was to get dinner there, which is a famous octopus that is wrapped in a pork dish. Now, last time I was there, I was not allowed to eat at any of the tents. Every time I went to any of the tents that were available, they would say, sorry, no, you can't eat here because you're a single diner. And fair enough, it's okay. I ended up eating at a restaurant and having a really good experience. That restaurant allowed me to, as a single diner, I had to pay for 2 people's worth of food, but they allowed me to eat there. And I was just looking for dinner. Now, after eating at that restaurant, I left a big enough impression for me to want to show Lynn and everybody else what I had when I was here. The only unfortunate thing is I didn't realize that the tents kind of rip you off when it comes to the food. They maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I'll have to go back and look at the video, but I feel that like the portions were only like half of what I got when I was eating by myself, and there was 4 of us. And when we went, we ordered quite a bit. We ordered the octopus with the pork soup dish. We ordered a set of skewered octopus as well as some of the yukai. I think that's what it is, the hoe, which is whichever is the live octopus that they just cut up and mix with sesame oil and sesame seeds. It was decent. It wasn't as good as last time or as I remembered, and there wasn't all that much food. Now, at the end of the meal, they did come by with some rice and then stir fry everything for you so that you could actually like finish off the sauce and everything with some rice. But still, we kind of left hungry, and I was like, okay, we'll just hit up another place. We'll actually go eat somewhere else as we go back home. But one thing that Lynn noticed while we were sitting there was I told him that there was a gondola ride that they did at night that you could go do. And they were like, oh, let's go try that. So, we saw the bridge, we saw the lighthouse. There was actually tons of performances happening at this Yeosu Romantic Carriage Street. And it was like, why don't we bounce? Parking was actually really hard. We were parked across the street at a place for every 10 minutes they charge you 1,000 won, so a little less than $1. And we stayed for about 90 minutes, so we were charged that. Now, I will say this because my memory is fuzzy from the last time I was here. I do think I got a lot of free parking the last time I was here, because this parking lot did not accept my credit card. It was not even becoming something that we were like surprised at anymore. It just didn't accept our credit cards, and that was something that we kind of just had to accept. When I was stuck at the parking thing though, Lynn ran out and spoke to a Korean family that was coming in, and the guy was trying to help us. He's like, oh, you need a Korean credit card. I'm like, I don't actually have one, but I do have the 10 bucks that I need to pay, or the 10,000 won that I need to pay for the 9,000 won parking. And I was like, is there any way that I could just give you the 10,000 won and you pay with your credit card and we could just call it even? The guy was super nice, helped me out. He even went to his wife and grabbed 1,000 won to give me back as change, which I appreciate, but was not necessary. So we took off from there, went to the Yosu cable car station that was nearby, and were able to buy round trip tickets. Now the cable car does close at 9:30, and we were there at like 9 o'clock exact. And so we went from our side, which was the side with the carriages, the pochas, the tents, and went across the canal or straight, and went to the other side, checked it out. Total memories, flooding me of nostalgia as I was doing it. Things that I remembered. I'm like, oh, there's a dessert place downstairs if I recall correctly, and you could get all sorts of cool desserts there. And we went downstairs, and sure enough, it was there. And so we were able to really just figure out what we were able to see because of my memories. So it was just walking around. But we were only able to do that for about 2 or 3 minutes because it was 9:27 and we were running back to the gondola to take our return trip back to the other station so we could hop back into the car. And it's a super pleasant ride at night. I did it during the day the last time I was here, so that was pretty cool. And then one kind of thing that I ran across was the fact that we were still hungry, so what were we going to eat? I was thinking let's try McDonald's, but McDonald's wasn't popping up under the Naver Maps program that we're using, and so we ended up just driving back to the hotel, and I figured we'll just stop it somewhere along the way. And one of the things that we passed was Gubne, I believe that was what it was called, and it's a pizza store. They had chicken and pizza. So we just pulled over, walked in. We were definitely their last customers. It was 10 o'clock at night, and we're just looking at the menu, ordered, hey, can we have a garlic chicken, and a truffle pizza? And so that's what we were provided. We got a soda along with that. They threw in an extra onion bread as service. There was a ton of pickles. We ate everything back here at the hotel after getting back. It took about 20 minutes for them to complete, which, I mean, that's no biggie, whatever. Once everything was said and done, we split our ways. Tomorrow we have an early start because I'm trying to get to Topsa from here, which is at least a 2-hour drive from here. I'm still debating. There's so many different places that we could go to instead, so we'll see what happens. But Topsa is the top choice in my mind right now. So we'll do that, and yeah, we'll call this a night. So everything's good. We're completely full now, and I am super tired. I look tired. Anyhow, have a good night, and we will see you in the morning.